still my town. My town.
Welcome back to Connecting Clarkston. This is season 3, episode 7. And Katie and I are very excited to sit down this morning with two very important guests, new to the show, Mambwe Deen and her daughter, Mambwe Deen. Welcome, both of you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Super fun to have you guys in studio. And this is a little different. Your connection to Clarkston is a little bit different than some of our other guests because you don't live in Clarkston, but that's just fine because we have a really good connection. And do you want to start with what that is?
My connection is through tennis with the Deer Lake Club and the Deer Lake ladies. We play tennis together, and we're on the same teams. I'm on their teams. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, which I think is so interesting because a lot of our guests, well, Katie and I are both from here. This is kind of how we started this thing. We grew up here and we're from here and we're doing this, how do we connect to all the things in Clarkston? But people come here for lots of different reasons, and it's maybe for a job or for their family was from here, whatever. But I think sports also is a big connector, and this is where we find ourselves here today, so I think it's kind of cool. I mean, we play a lot of tennis, and sometimes Mambwe's on our team, which is what you would prefer, because if she's not on your team, you're probably gonna lose, first of all. You're probably gonna get smashed at the net and get humbled. But she will have a smile on her face and make you feel okay about it. That's what I know. So it's a fun connection. Anyway, we'll do a podcast about tennis later. This one is not about tennis. This is all about, we're gonna hear about Emma's Helping Hands, which is a charity that you and your family have started. So let's talk about the genesis of that and tell us all about it.
Well, we started Emma's Helping Hands in 2023. And it is a nonprofit in honor of my mom. My mom passed away tragically in 2022. So my siblings and I, we wanted to do something to honor her. We wanted to do something to honor and remember her. And my mom was very big in helping children and just education. And so we, our first year that we started, we were like, okay, what are we going to do? And so we just did something really quickly, and friends and family just kind of said, this is great, this is what you want to do. And then by end of 2023, we were like, okay, maybe we should make this like a legit nonprofit. And so we started talking to different people to join the board, and then it worked out that in the tennis community, somebody helped me find like an attorney to like draft everything up for us, just because an attorney for a nonprofit is very difficult to find. It's just a little niche. So somebody found a person for me in the tennis community, and he did all the paperwork for me, and so that's how we began. And so this is going to be our 3rd year going back to Africa. So that's how we started.
That's fantastic. I think people don't always understand how difficult it is to set up a 501c3.
Yes.
And so getting an attorney on board is a big deal. And if they can do it pro bono, because it can get costly, and if it's a nonprofit, all those things. So that's awesome. Again, tennis
connection.
So what's the connection? So tell us about where the charity is located and
So it's located in a small town in Zambia, Africa. I'm from Zambia. It is in a little town in the outskirts of the city, the capital city, which is Lusaka. It's in a little town called Mambwe, and then in a little village called Kaindu. And so we travel to Lusaka, and then we get our stuff situated there, and then we take a road trip, about a 3-hour road trip into Mambwe, and then we get into Kaindu, which is another 3-hour road trip, which is 3 hour of like dirt road. Like there's no, like you're on a road, and then suddenly you're just like, okay, we're cutting through here, and then you just cut through. So it's like in the middle of nothing.
When I was looking at your website, I think it said something about like heavy trucks.
Yes.
Is that because of the terrain?
Terrain, and there's like mines, so there's mines close by.
Okay.
So like the heavy trucks are the ones that are usually, so we usually take like a big bus with all the whole team that travels there. So it's just in the middle of nowhere. And we found this place because my family have a little mine, a copper mine close by. And every time my brother would be passing by and he saw just this little village just in the middle of nowhere, but the kids would always go there to learn. So when we were talking about doing something, he was like, I know the right place. So it was just in the middle of nowhere. And then when you go there, you're like, oh my gosh, and then ta-da. just in the middle of nowhere with just dirt like stone, brick, and the kids were just learning under like an open area and stuff.
How many siblings do you have that are
Whoa. So I'm from a family of 8. We lost a brother a while back. So we're a total 7 now. So we're 5 girls and 2 boys.
Oh, wow.
Yes, big
And is
family.
everybody local, or where does
I
everybody
have
live?
a sister in New Jersey.
Okay.
I have a sister and a brother in
Zambia.
No, in Johannesburg.
Oh.
And then 2 sisters and another brother in Zambia.
Okay.
Yes, so pretty much everybody's all over.
So are they all involved in the charity?
Everybody comes once a year. Everybody flies back home, and everybody's involved.
So, and Emma Jean, you're involved too. Are your
Yes.
tell me about your involvement so far.
So I basically am in charge of the photography and the videography. Me and my cousin Nan Fukwe, the first year we just filmed and took pictures of on our phones. And then the next year, when we really established our nonprofit and got serious, I was like, well, I need a camera, a video camera, and a camera for taking photos. So I bought a Canon and a Panasonic, and then this year we actually took videos on those cameras, and I edit them and put them on our YouTube channel, and I helped my dad build the website, emmashelpinghands.org. So yeah.
Fantastic. And do your cousins help too? You're talking about one.
Yes.
Okay. So when you guys all go in the summer, right? A couple weeks
In the summer, yes, in June.
How many people from your family are gathered for this?
Over
event?
20.
Over 20.
Yeah.
Everybody is supposed to be there. My oldest sister whips everybody and tells everybody, take your time off. We don't care what you're doing. You're all going to be there. So
Yeah.
everybody literally is there volunteering.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
And then are there other people that come along too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So my husband's a physician.
Okay.
So when we go, he does a clinic. So usually he sees like about 400 people a day. So we do 2 clinics. This year we're doing a 3rd clinic at an orphanage. So we usually do a 2-clinic situation, and then the volunteers that we get from Zambia are pharmacists, because we need those to dispense medicines. And then we also have a couple of people, like a couple of cousins who are interpreters, because like the other people that we're bringing in, like Emma Jean and some of her cousins can't speak the language when we're in the village. So we do bring a couple of interpreters and stuff like that. This year we're also hopefully taking an optician with us from Zambia. My optician here in Michigan was supposed to come with us, but then his daughter is graduating.
Okay.
So he's also
hard
helping.
time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So he's also helping with collecting us glasses so that we can work with an optician in Zambia. So we try to strategically take people with us, and everybody who comes is all volunteering. And they know that, and they know they want to give back. And then there's a few people that also loan us like their big pickup trucks and stuff, like family friends, and all of that is all like voluntary. Like they'll say, we'll give you a driver, you find a driver. Some of them will say, we'll have a driver for you, but they have like a big pickup truck or something like that. Yeah, so.
How many residents are in the city where you go?
It's about, in that village, it's about
Yes.
like 6,000 people.
Okay.
Yes. And it's really interesting when you get there, because it's all woods. And then when you're driving around, you see like one little shack.
Okay.
You drive around, you see like another little shack. So it's really, really interesting, like the way it is. But because when we get there, there's like this little shack that was a school, and now we put a structure there. We put a 3-classroom school, and we put a library there too. So it's like in the middle of nowhere, there's just this building, the library, and then my brother, 2 years prior to us starting this, he made a well for them with a solar panel water pump. So at least now they have some water there. So a lot of community comes there to get water, because by 6 p.m., if there's no sunlight, there's no more pumping of the water.
So when you were saying your husband will run a clinic and see 400 people a day?
Yes,
Yeah.
a day.
And how many days does that go on for?
This is 2 days.
Okay,
From
so
6
800
a.m.,
people.
from like 7 a.m. in the morning until like 5:30.
Okay. Wow, that's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah. So he just sits there, and then we take 2 years in a row. We've taken a medical student from Wayne State, and then last year we took a nurse with us, and then this year, hopefully, there's going to be another medical student coming. But if not, it's my husband, and then there's a a girl from Bloomfield Hills who graduated. She wants to go to medical school, so she's coming with us. So she's going to shadow. She's going to be like his assistant. Yeah. So we try to.
So I'm a dental hygienist, and I feel like I'm aware of lots of different dental outreach programs. I'm wondering what the dental health of these people.
Not the greatest.
Not the greatest, because there are some villages in these like kind of very secluded areas that tend to not have dental issues. But from what you see, there are some.
So it's not really dental issue per se. It's more, well, it's kind of is, but it's more like their teeth are clean, but they just have a lot of rotten teeth.
Got it.
So some of these people need just to remove the teeth.
Got it.
Yeah.
I have younger children, and just the other day we were arguing about brushing their teeth. Even though I'm a hygienist, you would think that would not be a conversation in my house. But we were discussing how like the processed food in the diet here tends to be such an issue. And I think in some villages and some areas, depending on what the food source is, it's not. But
it's not as prevalent.
Yes.
Yeah, we see a lot more of the teeth need to be pulled out in the older people. The younger people, when you see them, they have good teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they have like different types of barks
Yes.
that they chew on that help with the, with the good, cleaning if they don't have toothpaste. When we went last year, we did hand out toothpaste to the girls.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's really interesting. It's mainly the older people.
And tell us about how you take your supplies with you. Like I know you're collecting.
Yes.
Yes.
So, supplies. We try not to take a lot of heavy things from the United States.
Okay.
We buy a lot of stuff in Zambia. And so we've already been buying stuff. So right now we've already bought medicine for the 2 clinics, so for 800 people.
Okay.
And then we've already bought medicine for the orphanage because we're having an orphanage clinic. That's already been purchased. And then we buy these clothes. They come in these
Shrink wrapped.
like a shrink, they're huge, but they're shrink wrapped. And they're clothes that come from all around the world, the Western world, and then they ship them there, like they're lightly used. And then we buy them from there. So we buy when you open it, it's like a huge heap so that the girls can pick out some stuff, the boys can pick out some stuff. So that stuff we buy there. Things that I usually bring in are things like the sanitary pads, because those are like lightweight, more on the lighter weight. And then Imogene's school usually gives us some computers to take that we donate to a local, it's one of their university teaching hospital that we've also adopted a pediatric surgery unit that we go and we help with different supplies. So when we head on over there, so the pads, we use the pads as insulation for the computers, and then like pencils, erasers, like light things like that. So like this year we'll do some glasses also. But then we try to buy a lot of things there to also help their economy. So we do the clothes there, we do the medicine there, and then I've bought my own like blood pressure cuffs and thermometers. I take everything, like we've taken everything from there and now we store it there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that kind of stuff we buy usually there.
So you have a medical clinic that you guys do.
Yes.
You built a school, and now you're trying to do a dental clinic next year. Is that
Hopefully a
what you were talking
dental clinic. I
I know,
hear
I was
we
like,
have a dental hygienist.
Well, that went fast.
Oh, yes, I did talk to Jory, another tennis friend,
Yes.
who's a dentist,
Yeah.
and she's thinking, I think this year she's traveling with her family to go to Africa on vacation. I think she's going to Johannesburg, to South Africa. So she's thinking next year. So, bless you. So I'm holding, I'm gonna, yeah.
Said it here.
We've said it here.
Are there any other groups or people that are going there as well? To
In
help?
this village, no.
No, okay.
We are the first people who've
Okay.
been there.
How do the villagers know you're coming? How do you get the word out? How do they pick 400 people? How does this
So
all-
there's a village headman and there's a chief that lives very close by, their chief. So what we do is I have the village headman's phone number, so I communicate with him. So he usually passes the word in like through churches and that kind of stuff. And they, and some of these people still have like cell phones. They have like solar it's funny sometimes when you pass by a little, mud built home, there's a little solar panel, So but it's interesting how suddenly from nobody around you get like 400 or 500 people just lined up.
Yeah, I'm sure word of
Like
mouth
if you
too.
see some of the videos, it's like
Yeah.
tons of people.
Right.
And this year we're going to have a photographer who's going to bring in a
drone.
drone. So you'll be able to see when I say there's nothing around, there's literally nothing around.
Imogene, what was your experience like when you first went and did this with your parents?
Well, this was my second time going. The first year we did MS Helping Hands, so like I knew about Lusaka and everything, but I didn't know like the rural areas that well. So when I was going there, we were on this bumpy bus, and I was looking around like, where is this village? And my cousin was like, it's coming, and like they said it was like a 3-hour drive, and it was like 4 hours because this bus was really beaten down. I don't even know why we chose that bus. And we finally get there, and I'm looking around, and it's just like this building, and then there's like one section here, one section here, one section here, and I was like, man, like this is really it. So I was kind of like overwhelmed because I didn't know like where to start and stuff, and I didn't have a lot to work with film-wise, but it was just a really interesting experience, and it gives you a perspective of how much I have here compared to how much people have there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and what a neat way to remember your grandma too, and to honor her, and I think that's really a cool family thing that you guys are doing. And we were going to talk about your glasses collection. So tell us about this part that we're going to try to help here locally in Clarkston.
So this part is new this year, and because the times we've gone there, a lot of people have come and they have eye problems and they can't see, and so I was just kind of talking a little bit about it, and then Jory, tennis player, she was the one who just was like, I think we should do this. And so, you know, the more I started to talk to my husband, and then I called the village headman, and then I called a couple of cousins of mine who can hook us up with like an optician who can come with us. I was like, this is a great idea. So there's tons of people who need eye care, dental care, you know, that we don't tap into. So we kind of figured it's something that we can do, and it's something that is not that huge that people can feel like they can help out.
So, and Katie and I talked about, so we're going to have collections around town, and we'll talk about where these collections will be. So we're going to put boxes or baskets, whatever you want to call them, at Deer Lake Athletic Club, at Dr. Fitney's office, at the Goddard School in Clarkston, and a couple others that we're still talking about. But, so what can people donate? How does this work? What should we tell people to bring?
Prescription glasses, glass-wise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so prescription glasses, readers, because I'm going to send them to the optician here to try to separate them. Like, you know, these are readers and this is prescription, prescription sunglasses.
So any old prescription
any
people have
old
laying
prescription
around.
glasses that people have laying around.
And they'll just fit them as best they can to people in need.
Yes. Our plan is just to fit as best as we can. People try on, and people just, you know, hopefully the optician there will be able to kind of like gauge it through. Yeah. And then,
Amazing.
so
Because
it's
everybody
just a
has,
simple,
we were talking about
Yes.
this, everybody has old glasses laying around, like a million pairs, not just readers, I have, you know,
Yes.
several old ones.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to someone, and they said, oh, I just donated them to wherever. And I'm like, wait,
Yes.
don't donate them all. Save some of those.
yes.
So it feels like it's an easy thing to do.
It's an easy thing to do, that you
know.
can participate and, you know, and so that's what I kind of felt that was something that anybody can do.
Yeah,
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll get all this information as well out on our social media and everything.
Yes.
But also tell us about your family's camp that you guys have.
Oh, yes. And so what we try to do is we also try to make sure that when you come to Africa, you're just not ending just doing, you know, the charity part. So when you come with us, then we'll take you to a safari camp, which is called Moji Bush Camp, and it's in the Kafue National Park, which is one of the largest national parks in Africa. And so my family owns this bush camp. It's kind of like, think of it like as luxury glamping. Yes, so you're kind of in the middle of nowhere, and this is not like petting animals. These animals are in the wild. So you're not going like, oh, hello there. No. You literally can't walk out on your own like at night. You know, you have to have somebody walk out there or drive you in like in a little golf cart with you because there's hippos roaming around. There's lions roaming
You will
around.
be asleep, and there will be only a wall separating you from a hippo.
Yes.
Wow, what's it like?
It's terrifying.
Terrifying and amazing at the same time.
It's amazing. It's just
wow.
So we take you there to just kind of just regroup and relax a little bit because the 2 days, actually kind of like 3 days because there's the packing part and stuff. Those are long days and they're hard days. And so after that, then we try to take you so that you can just have some relaxing time and just kind of do something that you can only do in Africa.
Absolutely.
You know, so you go and you eat real good food, you go safaring, and then there's also like a boat cruise, like a sunset cruise or sunrise cruise, and you're in a waterbed of hippos. So your boat
And alligators.
and alligators.
awesome.
No, not alligators.
Oh, sorry,
crocodiles.
crocodiles.
So as you're in this like pontoon thing, there's hippos popping up. It's really really cool. Like I can't explain it. You have to be there.
I would like
so
to
we
go.
so we do that. You know. So So everybody who comes with us, you stay with our family. You know, and we pick you up, we accommodate you, and then after when we're done, we'll take you to the safari.
That sounds amazing. Is that camp open to anybody, or is it just for your volunteers and your mission?
It's open to anybody. Anybody goes, but when we're going, we let them know that you know these are the people we're bringing. And so, like the first year we went, we took. So my family, my regular family, they go back home. So the people that we take are the people, especially we're bringing in from the United States with us. So like the first year we went, we had one person from here. And then the second time we took 3 people. This year we have 8 people coming with us from the United States. Some from the tennis community and some from my church. And so after we're done, we're taking it's my family, me and my husband, Imogene and Ryan, and then the other 8 Americans, we take them. And then they just kind of, you know, and then my whole family is like, we've been there, done that. They go back home.
Right.
They're like, nah, I don't want to go there.
The hippo pond, whatever. Seen it.
Yes.
So how long total is your family gone?
We're gone. This is like, what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks, okay.
So we leave June 23rd and we're back July 11th.
Okay.
Yes. So the program runs with, we get there, and then so we get there on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we stop by a little church which is also in a rural area. We donate about 50 Bibles there, and then Thursday is the 26th, I think, which we do the orphanage. And then by the time we're getting to the 27th, the other team from the United States lands, and then we try to take them in so they can get their souvenir shopping done. And then by the time it's Saturday and Sunday, we're packing. Sunday we drive off and we go, we work, and then when we're done, then we hit Moji, and then and then people start to return back. So it's kind of like
It's very quick this year.
It's very quick.
Yeah.
And then some of them might be present when we also come back and do the University Teaching Hospital, because we go there and we, like last year when we went, we donated like curtains. They wanted like some curtains for their surgery unit and stuff. So this year we're donating sheets and surgery gowns.
Okay.
So we stop there and we kind of do stuff like that at that little hospital.
I'm so curious. So this is their surgery center that's operational all year long?
Yes,
This
the
is-
surgery center. It's called, it's the University Teaching Hospital of Zambia. So think of it like U of M.
Okay.
And it serves the whole country.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So we adopted, it's a huge hospital, just like U of M. It has different units, but we decided like, we can at least do one little area. So we picked the surgery unit, the pediatric surgery unit. So
Okay.
that's where we go. So like when we go, we donate blankets and sheets. And then I think one of the things we're giving them also computers, because they wanted to start, because they do a lot of stuff on paper.
Okay.
So they wanted to start doing more computer stuff, like
Okay.
patients' intakes and stuff. And then one thing that they also requested was a fridge, so that they can keep the kids' medicines in the fridge, because they were using the same fridge with their, like food and stuff like that. So that's one thing that we also purchased for them. Yeah, so.
That's amazing. You're doing a lot of stuff.
It's like packed.
Yes, but it's so much fun.
That's amazing. So if
Yes.
people here in Clarkston who are listening and tune in, tell me like the Reader's Digest version of how people can help from here.
From here,
Yeah.
from the United States,
From Clarkston,
from
just
Clarkston,
like as you know,
as
your
yes.
website is Emma's Helping Hands.
EmmasHelpingHands.org.
.org. Okay, so the things that you're looking for, obviously the prescription glasses.
Prescription glasses, and you know, I also like just praying for us, you know, because it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And and they can just hop on the website, and there's a donation page, you know, whatever that you feel like donating, and then. We also would love like pencils and pens and erasers, because those are easy things for us to carry.
Yep.
That we also package and give the kids
Okay.
when we get there.
And also to like tell other people.
Yes.
Spread the word.
Yeah, spread
Yeah.
the word. Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm glad we can help do
I
that.
do think it's such a nice tribute to your mom. It's huge, and I was going to say so at the Clarkston Community Garden, right when you were talking about starting a 501(c)(3), is that right?
Yeah.
So we have a local Clarkston Family Farm that Ann helped start, and in the front of it is a really nice memorial garden to Ann's mom. And so Ann's kind of gone down that starting a nonprofit road. My mom passed away 6 years ago, and I started a fundraiser that I do every year in conjunction with the Kentucky Derby, where I donate a bunch of diapers to Lighthouse of Oakland County. And so I think it's a nice way just to remember people, and yours has gone massive. Like the huge impact that you guys are having is just amazing.
Yeah. It's amazing, because I mean, from us, especially my siblings and I, it was kind of like, it's either you sit there and dwell, but then it's like, what can I do, you know, to remember her, and to just, you know, to just kind of keep doing something, and it just kind of,
Absolutely.
So.
Oh, good. Well, we're glad we can help spread the word and hopefully collect a bunch of glasses and any other materials, and monetary donations, I'm sure, are welcomed as well, and school supplies. So we'll have all of this on our social medias, like we said. And I did send my last question to you, Mambwe, if you can see it over there. What's your secret to being so good at the net?
Good at the net. So
we're going back to tennis. You can't leave without your secret. Tell us.
Let me see. So just movement. If you move around like a lot, you distract everybody, you know, on the other side, because even though you don't even know what you're gonna do, you just have to like keep moving. People mess up over there, and then you don't know. You might just move the right time to hit that ball, and it feels so good.
She's amazing at it. So everyone, that's it. Move.
It feels, keep moving, because when you keep moving, you'll be ready for your overhead, you'll be ready for your volley. But if you're just stuck, and if somebody hits the ball right at you and you're not moving, just move, just keep moving, because you'll mess them up on the other side.
That's fair. Happy feet. Well, thank you. Thanks for that tip.
We appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Thank you to both of you, Mambwe and Emma Jean, for coming to talk to us today. And we'll have all that info, and the collections that we're going to do for the prescription glasses are going to be the first 2 weeks in April.
Okay.
Here in Clarkston at our 4 or 5 locations, and those will be out at the end of spring break, and we'll have it all set up. So please bring your used glasses to the bins in and around Clarkston. And check out the website one more time. Emma Jean, what is it?
EmmasHelpingHands.org.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so
so
much.
much.
Thank you. Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by Independence Television, located inside Clarkston High School. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Independence Television, Independence Township, or Clarkston Community Schools.